Okay, so we're off on the Jayco adventure.
Oh my god, why did you just say that?
Is that right? The Jayco adventure. Can't wait to see this. Half the people in Australia got a Jayco, so I can't wait to see that.
Old mate over here.
That's going to be good. Let's get cracking. See what this beauty's all about. Excited. It's the first time I'm trying my clear view mirrors. I don't know what it is about clear view mirrors. I'm not sure they're doing anything for me.
Well, maybe you haven't got them adjusted.
Which is fascinating. Maybe I got them on upside down. I don't know what this Jayco. This toes like a dream. Completely unexpected. I've been in this truck stop 5 minutes. There's 3 caravans pulled in. Every one of them Jaycos. What's going on with the Jaycos? Sounds like a little bit of popcorn popping on the roof. Bit of setup for efficiency and just wet it with that. Okay, so we're on the freeway. Cranked her up to 90. Be very interesting, this lighter van. You know when a truck goes by and you get sucked into the truck? Interesting to see what that feeling's like. I call this like a half acceleration van. You need half the acceleration to get up and rolling. Fantastic. I just never thought it'd be this easy. It's like pulling around a Tonka toy in the backyard, mate. Very good, very good. Okay, we found a camp spot just up here after 1,000 walk-arounds, but it's going to be good. When do you see this awning to die for? Best in the business, I reckon. Okay, welcome back to Caravans by the Campfire. It's taken us about a month to find another suitable van to review, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Yes, and you wouldn't believe what we've got. A Jayco van. Lots of people have lots of names for these types of vans. But we figured that, look, you know, this is a company since 1975, Australian-made company, started in the backyard, in the driveway, in Victoria, that kind of thing. It's a bit of an Australian icon, so we thought we have to show some respect. Anyway, so we have a Jayco Journey Outback.
Family van.
Yeah, it is a family van. It's got
Double
two
bunks.
bunks.
We left the teenagers at home. Yeah, they're a bit...
None of our kids anyway, they're too old. Jayco talks about, you know, affordable, quality, lightweight, you know, variety of styles and types to suit the needs of individuals, couples and families. Now, I'm not sure you can have all those things, right? But that's sort of like their mission statement. And I think when you consider that half the people with a van actually have a Jayco, there's got to be something going for them. Yeah. So it's a matter for you to just do that research. We're out here looking for a van, you know, shopping around, renting as many as we can. There is an expense to renting these vans, so we're obviously not having one a week, right?
Yeah, that's right.
We're an unsponsored channel. Yeah. What we do need though is if you could just take 1 second just to like, subscribe, and we've actually hit our first little target.
500 subscribers.
500 subscribers. So
on the way
thanks
up.
very much. And I know that's not a big number. You know,
but
some people have
a
1 million subscribers, but look, just to think that 500 people are interested in what we're doing, and you know they're showing some support for us, and we put some stuff out. People comment now, we get back to them straight away. So now we've been out here and we've had the Jayco for a little bit. What do you think?
Well, I was horrified at first that you wanted to do that.
What do you think? What do you think though?
I'm pleasantly surprised.
Pleasantly surprised. What about? So it's not what you thought?
It's not what I thought, and I do like the more modern version of it. I can see that the van, even though it's 17.5 foot, like even though it's got double bunks and whether we need the bunks or not, I can see that, you know, you could utilize the space, you could lap in this van easily if you were smart.
So you think you could be, this could be your home off-grid? So you think this is something we should be considering buying?
Yeah, I want a 3,000 watt inverter, sorry.
She's big on the inverters, mate.
I'm sorry, I need it, and I want lithium, and I want to be able to charge when I want.
But anyway, look, that's a personal choice, and you can option up any single van you buy from any supplier and get that power supply. But we're just talking about this van.
Yeah.
Right, so it's more the makeup of the van, how it tows, how
For
it feels.
For a family, this is perfect. If you're a family and you're going away on the school holidays, you're going to caravan parks, or you're doing primitive camping and the sun's out, this is absolutely perfect. You do not need any more than what's in here.
Okay. There are some unique features in this van, so I think we should just get in there and show you straight away. And what we're going to see first is we're going to open up this beauty awning. You know what's beautiful about this awning? It's electric. No jamming your fingers anywhere, no fussing by yourself from one end to the other, no worrying about where the little tag's hanging out. Mate, I think any van owner, this is the way to go. Yeah. It's even got one of those detection devices where if the wind gets a bit too much or it senses it's going to have a catastrophe, it'll wind itself in. Yep. Extend. Here we go. Check this beauty. She's a ripper, mate. Look at that. Coming out, coming out.
You are an awning snob.
I love my awnings.
You are such an awning snob.
Number one thing. Doesn't have a great awning. I'm not buying it. Yeah, listen to that. Nice. It's pretty quiet. It's opening up. It's got... Whoa. Okay, stop. Oh, here it goes. It's coming back itself.
Oh, that's
excellent. Look here at the lights, LED lights inside here. So,
do they turn on their own, or do we turn them on?
I don't know. It's a bit dark now. I think we've got to activate them somewhere. There'll be a button somewhere. But check this awning out. You don't even tie it down, right? Don't know about that. Don't know whether I'd be trusting it, but a beautiful awning extension.
Oh, there they are.
That's amazing.
Oh, right.
All lights are on already. This is spectacular. Well done. Good work. Okay. Michi mesh door. Beautiful. Pull out stair. It's even got a little mat on it. The owner keeps the mat on here. Looks like a beauty. So nice easy step ups. Grab rail on your left. Nice light, feels like quality. Grab rail, very strong. Over here you'd normally see another grab rail, but in this van, it's a 17.5 foot van, so you're looking for a bit more space and room. These little things, they just go up there and snap in place. And automatically, you've got some additional room in the kitchen, haven't you?
Yes.
So you must like this additional room in the kitchen.
Yeah, it's still, like, for two people, we haven't really used it, but yeah, if you had family, absolutely.
Right. So what happens when you want to walk in and that's out?
Well,
I don't know.
you need to go
if you're a little kid, if you're a little kid and you're getting in and out there, you'd probably crawl under easy. But if you're an adult, yeah. So I guess you just got to be organised. So when you're using this,
prep time.
You know, you'd be telling everyone to get outside. Talking about prep, what's that on the table? Check that out.
Lunch.
Oh, lunch is it? Good. Lunch for me. Where's yours?
Well, probably not that. That's for you.
We didn't catch any fish today.
Yeah.
Let's put this back down again so we can come in. Cool. That's it. So when you walk in, on your left, there's an east-west bed. This is controversial in our family. However, we'll come back to that. East-west bed. Lots of lighting. I call this like an aircraft.
Carrier style overhead.
Yeah. It's like you're getting into an aircraft. It's beautiful. These overhead cabinets, they've sort of got like a rounded surface on them. Yeah. Plenty of room. All the way around this bed section. Yeah. One of them here contains the electrical things for the TV and whatnot. Nice TV stand on here that gets stored under the bed. Yeah, but all these other cupboards, there's just heaps of room. A few games in there. Yeah, look at that. These are massive. And look how nice and tidy all the wiring is. That is impressive. One thing that's impressed me with this van so far. Now in this bed area, what have we got? A nice shelf at the back.
Yes, which you can't really see.
Headrest. That's good, so you can put all your things up there. You know how you get in other vans with the longer bed and you can walk up both sides? I find walking up both sides, you know, it's a real tight fit. And then you're trying to reach down for that magic drawer on the side of the bed. In here we've got some USB ports, power points, that kind of stuff. There's one on either side. His and hers. That looks quite good, doesn't it? So we've just got one battery bank thing plugged in here. You can rest the phone and the earpieces, lighting. So under the bed here, there's some strip lighting. Yeah. His and hers lamps. Look at these lamps here. So if you hold your finger on them all the time, they go white, but if you just touch them once, you get a nice little blue courtesy light. Really good in the night time. Put your finger on all the time, and it changes to white. Now, one of the great things in this van, there's a couple of places, you see that? A couple of places where they have a control switch for the entire van.
It'll turn everything.
Yeah, so if you get in bed and you think, shit, I haven't turned the lights off yet, just hit that button and all lights are off, except for the courtesy lights. Yeah, sensational, I think. And another bit of magic here, all these light switches are wireless remote controlled. So that control unit for that is down with the battery. Everything's wireless into that device. So that means that there's not cables being required to run everywhere over the van just to turn lights on and off. So you've got some extra features here, haven't you? Lots of single light switches. So if you only want one light on at a time, you know, a lot of vans you get into and you hit the light switch and half the section lights up or the entire roof area lights up. Very good. Dometic air conditioner, all the rage. Now we're camping off-grid here, aren't we?
Yes.
So we're off-grid and we're relying on our 100 amp hour AGM battery, solar panel on the roof. Yep. Today it's a bit overcast, not too cloudy. Whatever solar panel is up there must be reasonably good because it's been overcast. We left the van this morning 76% and we've come back and it's, I think, on 96 now. Can you see that up there? 96 in the control unit. Don't know whether you can see that, but it's on 96, so it's, you know, 4.5 hours of overcast conditions and you're cranked right back up to nearly maximum capacity, which is good. So talking about electrics, we have a couple of good devices in here. Pretty much this sphere system in combination with projector, yep, runs the whole van. So we've got a central control here. This is all power to the van, so you can turn that off or on whenever you're traveling, that kind of thing. Awning control here. You can have it on and off. If you've got this on all the time and you've got the awning out, if it gets a big breeze up, it will detect that and automatically close it for you. So if you're doing that, just make sure you don't have things swinging off your awning or hanging out like clothes or whatnot. If you do, make sure it's in the off position. Yeah. Air conditioning. Then we've got here, this is the heater control unit. So you can set your own temperature. It's got instant hot water. So that is another feature of this van. With instant hot water, the only thing you've got to think about is the 2 or 3 meters or 4 meters of water that runs through the van before it gets to your tap. So you can waste a little bit of water. Some people have a bucket, that kind of thing. Collect the cold water and put it back in their tank. So in this eating area, you've got the standard table. Now this table feels to me slightly sturdier than the ones we've seen in other vans that are sitting on their own post. Yeah. They look the same as all the other ones, but possibly it mightn't be so big, I don't know.
It's on this side.
There's a little handle there. Yeah. So you can slide it around that way, in, whatever you like. Now again, nothing magic about this table, but I'm just saying it seems to be a little bit sturdier than the others that I've seen. You'd fit a couple of kids here and a couple of adults, so small kids. So with this east-west bed setup, with the east-west bed, I'm sure, look, if it was any bed there and it was this close to the eating area, you'd be able to sit on the bed and get your feet under that table. So what Tracy's saying is, yeah, you sit there and that can be a place for an adult to be sitting. Another adult over there, a couple of kids around the table. So yeah, you've got plenty plenty of area. It's good. Again, lots of switches for lights. Big open windows over this eating area. Curtains. Curtains are sort of a bit of a remnant from the old days, but I do understand if you've got a curtain across there and you've still got your blinds open and you want the airflow, that's a good thing. These particular Midgie mesh screens, they fly up in a hurry, so really well sprung. Just make sure you got your hands on it and don't just let it go flying up there, or you might damage something. Yeah. Now if you want the whole thing to go up and down, a lot of them you find are difficult, can be challenging. Just push these two buttons in. It's like light as a feather. Yep. It's got a few different levels that blind will stop at. Yep. But yeah, look, at least they've sorted that out for you. You know, if you've got a third, 2/3 and then open, that should be good enough for anyone. You don't even have to think there where you're going to put it. So we'll put that down. Fantastic. Right, under here there's heaps of storage space. So you can see in there, there's just a truckload of space. The same up this end, yeah, all the way in there. It's a pull-out drawer. This would be the perfect station if you wanted to set up like a multi-bank battery system with an inverter, all that kind of stuff, and plenty of room in there. Also, nothing flimsy about under here too. Just got some nice hinges, bit of plyboard. It operates really easy. You see all these frames are aluminium, yeah, which I guess adds to how light the van is. So I don't know whether you like the upholstery. Is quite nice. Nothing wrong with the upholstery. Some people like this. If you get things that are spilt on it, it's more likely to stain easier than the leatherette. You know, that leatherette or proper leather, that kind of thing. But again, might make it more affordable. So yeah, have a look at this. This is a push button and a nice slide out drawer. So again, plenty of room there. That was sort of unexpected. And I like these locks. Be really nice to see them on all the other cabinetry, but look, these things work fine. Plenty of room in here. That one's just a filling in a space. Plenty of room under here. There's lots of stuff, lots of room. Yeah. One thing that did strike me is that there's not a whole lot of pipes and other kind of equipment in these cupboards, so whatever they've done there to get the plumbing down is pretty smart. Yeah, again, lightweight shelves, but sturdy, you know what I mean? So they've got nice aluminium framing and then a decent piece of, you know, lighter weight timber in there. So this is pretty standard Thetford stove. This has 4 gas burners in it. Nothing wrong with that. I guess you could have a choice, you know, when you buy this, whether you want 2 or 3 or whether you want to have an electric element here as well. I don't know. Nice oven in here. I think everyone should have an oven here, gas oven, but these gas ovens, these smaller gas ovens, they're just fantastic. They cook up a beautiful meal, don't they? So a range hood here. The impressive thing about this too, this has, I'll just turn that on, right, it has multiple levels of light that you can slowly increase. A lot of the ones we've seen, it's either all on or half on or not on at all. Same with the fan, so you turn the fan on, that's on a low setting, sort of okay. You can go down lower, see here, or you can go all the way up to jet mode. Yep. Very good, just nice, works easy, simple product. Yeah, I like all that cooking stuff. The biggest thing not in this kitchen is
a window. There's no window.
So this is unusual for us. So you're used to light, airy kitchen feel. So whether it's a structural thing or not, but I'd really love to see a window here.
Well, the door opens back to probably about here.
It does too, the door opens to there.
Probably
maybe it's just a, when you've got a 17.5 foot van, you're trying to fit everything in it, like sleeping accommodation, eating accommodation, bunks for the kids and a toilet and a shower. You must, you know, you got to compromise on something, I guess, but you know, I don't know. I'd love to see some way to have some type of window here. And if it's a family van, you've got kids, and that's the side the awning's on, you'd like to be just keeping an eye on what they're doing, perhaps, while you're in here. Nice sink unit.
It comes with a cutting board.
Cutting board and everything.
Has
beautiful,
a stand.
Beautiful.
It's quite deep. It's round. So not round, a lot of people like round ones, but it is deep.
I think round. What's wrong with round?
It's quite functional. Well,
this is good too. The tap can be right out of the road. Yeah, some of the others we've seen have got, you know, fancy tap heads and
flick mixers
and stuff and flick mixers. Well, this is a flick mixer, but they've got it done in such a way that it blocks the use of this. So that's quite good. I like that.
2 cupboards here.
Overhead cupboards.
This is quite big.
Yeah. That's big. Look, you'd fit a family of 4 if you had a proper organised plastic set of everything. That would comfortably fit in here, which is pretty much what's been done in here. Yeah. And then there's even more space over here for extras. Yeah.
Utility.
So we've got the Furion stereo system up there. Now I guess, you know, I don't know whether this is any better than the next one, but it does all the same things. You can play, you know, you can put a DVD in there,
Bluetooth.
Tune in the radio, Bluetooth, you know, broadcast things. It's all good. And I love this little unit here, this little control unit. So you can push it, you can actually make it dimmer. It has readings for the water tanks. Yeah. It has what's going on, the voltage of the battery, what the percentage of the battery is. Yeah. Then there's little controls here. Hot water service off, hot water service on, pump off. Just a really neat, concise control panel, I think.
It also is has connectivity to an app.
Yeah, but I'm impressed. A lot of control units have got so many dials and gadgets you don't know what day it is. Yeah, TV aerial here. That's the Christmas tree one that goes up. Some nice vents. Everything's easy to operate. Smooth finishes. Yeah. Here's your vent here for the gas. All the vans now have got to have some kind of venting when you've got a gas appliance or equipment in here. We've got some nice Sirocco fans. There's one here and one over the kids' end. Yeah. What have we got here?
Microwave.
Okay. So we need to be plugged in at a caravan park to use that, don't we?
Yep.
Okay.
It has a plates.
Right. Plate was down there, under there. That's good.
However, the Malibu didn't have a plate.
Yeah. Some of the new ones don't have a plate at all. They're just those microwaves with no plate, so that saves you storing it. But anyway, and we've got a Thetford. This is a 3-way fridge. Well, they actually call it a 4-way fridge because it does automatic. So they think that's the 4th way, automatic. Oh, okay. So it's on gas now. So that's saving, you know, using a bit of gas, but it's not on electricity or direct current, which is using the batteries of the van. We found the freezer to be really good. That heated, that cooled up
amazingly well.
That cooled up really quick. The time.
Handles are here.
Yeah.
Both handles.
So
this is the fridge.
So the fridge is sort of fine. It's operating off gas at the moment. Things are cold, aren't they? Oh yeah.
There's your beers.
Yeah. Well, get the beers. That's very important. I'm having one now.
Okay.
But they are cold, but what we've found is it takes a good day of keeping it closed. Yep. Yeah. For it to get up to temperature, and then the fuller you have the fridge, you don't want it too full, but the more cold items you have in there, the better it actually works, and it does circulate the air. Yeah. So look, I think that's all. That's okay, isn't it?
The travel latch is down the bottom there, in the bottom left.
Yeah, just lock that one in.
So it's down the bottom.
When you're travelling. But I think these fridges, look, you know,
it's off the ground too, so it's not on the ground.
Yes, that's something you like, isn't it?
Yeah, I do. There's another drawer.
That's all right.
Here.
That's all right. Don't open it.
But
that's fine.
For all of
that's just another drawer down there. You can shove a few more things in. But I think these fridges in all the vans, it just depends. Like this is set up, and if you want to go off grid, it does have minimal electricity, but which means that you're probably going to be running that on gas. And I think now that we've run it for a few days, it seems to be fine. And importantly, what's next to it?
Oh, the pantry.
So they've got 2 big pantry areas here.
Top.
Yeah. Top and bottom, and you can get a truckload of space. Just put your arm in there right the way to the back of the van. So you see how deep that is? That's a long way in there, isn't it?
Yep. It's quite dark in there, so...
Dark, yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing, when I was trying to get in there before, and go, I wonder what's up the back. You're actually seeing it much lighter on this screen than what we're seeing it. Yeah, look in there, you can see actually. So obviously you'd be having your little boxes and plastic things to keep everything sorted, but yeah, in real time, without the help of this camera, you look in there, not very difficult, but a little bit more challenging. So if they had perhaps a little light on the side here, or something that just comes on when you open the door, that would be impressive.
Yeah, they got, well, it's pretty stocked. Like all the saucepans, everything, all the toasted jugs, everything's all the way back.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff.
It is
and
good,
it's a
isn't it?
fairly sizable
Pretty
in
wide.
width of what
look,
it is.
that's probably 40.
Yeah.
It'd be close to 40 centimetres wide, that cupboard.
It was definitely, yeah, it's more than a ruler.
Yeah, definitely. So that's impressive, isn't it? Particularly, again, it's 17.5-foot van. And we've got another skylight there.
Yeah, 2 skylights.
Yeah. Can you just show us this section here first?
Okay, so this is the kids section, or our storage section.
So there's double bunks.
So we have 2 bunks, upper and lower. Have curtains.
Yeah. What's on that bunk down there? Is there storage underneath it?
Yeah, there's storage underneath it.
Show us that.
And it comes up quite easily.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that does lift easy. That's a massive amount of storage. So what happens here, there's a table and, fold down table and a couple of seats that go in here, but I could nearly fit my outboard motor in there. Couldn't I? But see, again, it's lightweight, aluminium. The timber's fine, it's what you normally see on
It takes nothing to lift it up.
Yeah.
Nothing. It's like
very
fingertip.
easy, very easy.
More to get it down than it is to get it up.
I don't think, if there was a kid laying on there, it wouldn't be flying up in the air.
No, it must be just something. It is very light.
What else is under there? What have they got for themselves?
Well, they have a snorkel fan.
So they got a privacy light, and again, that goes blue and white. They got 2 power points, a USB port or a 12-volt port. Yeah.
Magazine rack.
Little rack there
Or
for all
iPad
their
holder.
stuff. And another fan.
Yeah. It's the same.
That's pretty good. They got their own windows here. You can open that window, have a nice breeze. And we've got a replica of that up the top here.
Yeah.
We've just got our bags on here, so that you can see. I actually laid in the bottom one, and like 6'2", so it's not quite the length I would want, but anyone that's under 6 foot could probably sleep in that bottom bunk. And there must be a weight rating for the top one, and I don't really know what it is. There's a ladder that hangs on here, so you can just jump up and down, pull those screens back, pull those screens back. So at least there's a little element of privacy there for 2 kids that might be sleeping.
Yeah.
Well done. Show us the cupboards at the end.
I like
You
the
like
cupboards.
the cupboards at the end?
I do like the cupboards.
What's happening with those? So again, they're quite deep.
And we've put stuff in them so you can see
Yeah.
what you can store. We've just stored like clothes and bits.
You can do anything. So we've just thrown things in there, jackets and blanket and stuff like that. There's some storage units. And then there's 3 drawers.
And then we put
So you think
everything in
between
there.
2 kids going away, for a little while, they'd just have to have a drawer each or something, wouldn't they? So there's 3 of those drawers, isn't there?
Yes, there's 3 drawers.
Okay.
They're all the same.
3 of those.
I do like this. This is very convenient, I must admit. It's really, especially if you were going to store clothes or stuff that you access all the time. It's easy to see. It's not up in those cupboards. You don't have to climb over a bed. You can just walk up to it, bang, out it comes.
That is good.
It's really good. And there's a couple of hybrids coming out with stuff like that too.
So what we've got here, this is the shower unit,
Which has been
which
used,
is a
though.
combined toilet shower unit. Yeah. So it's what you'd
but it
find in
has
most hybrid
a full-length
vans.
mirror if you want to look at yourself.
It does have a full-length mirror.
Which
Those vans you jump in and
it only comes up to here.
they've got a little mirror, and they've got like that ensuite area. What's that? Where you put your makeup on and stuff.
It's ensuite for
Ensuite?
makeup. Not when you're at the beach and you look like a beach
Who
head,
needs an
but anyway.
ensuite in a caravan? Like that type, that takes up all that space. So again, 17.5 foot, something's got to go. So in here, we've got a shower, toilet, basin facility.
Well, this hasn't gone. Full-length mirrors are a premium in most caravans.
Yeah, they are good.
Okay, so
A couple of hooks on the back.
couple of hooks there.
That's all right. So you come in here.
Shower unit.
Nice flick mixer. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all quite good.
Get in.
Oh, you get in. Great.
Because you won't be able to operate it unless someone's in here. So, hold that. Just put your foot there. So, Vanity cabinet.
Vanity cabinet, that's good. How's that light work up there on the roof?
Oh, okay.
You just push the centre down.
Push the centre.
All right.
Put it back on.
That's pretty nifty.
It has a hatch, only a one-way fan.
There's a hatch here. The fan's one way, and that's sucking things out.
And no LEDs. A lot of these have LED lights, but they've put that in. So this is the basin. Very small.
That's pretty good.
It's a very small.
See this little hole. Well, I guess you're not going to be filling that up normally, but
if you want to brush your teeth, right? And I did it. I made the mistake myself. Brushed my teeth, walked her out, and went to shut it, and there was still water in here. And next thing, water's dripping down.
Right.
But yeah.
I guess our drain's a bit slower, and that's because look, this is all.
This is small. It's really small.
Yeah, but it's a compact thing.
Yep.
So they've got to be able to put a drain pipe and everything in through that plastic. So they can't have a big thing.
You can move this down.
Up and down with the taps.
Not too much, but it's got some play in it.
Looks pretty good.
Hot and cold water. Just a latch. The latch.
Yeah. Show us that.
The latch isn't as easy to get on as I thought it would be, but I managed to get it.
Was
I've had practice
hard,
now.
That was hard.
But I had practice.
Oh, okay. So
the
the
first
point
couple
is,
of times I did it.
The point is that you get used to things over time, don't you? And then
Yeah.
you understand how they're going to work.
Toilet,
This
which
step
is
for toilet is great,
standard.
just like you see in most vans. Okay. What about the floor?
It's very light, and it shows the dirt.
Yeah. So apart from sweeping every day, or maybe if you had kids 2 or 3 times a day, just to get sand and dirt out. All these caravan parks, they're not. The one we're at now is a little bit beachside, so every time you walk in, you've got to wipe your feet and get rid of the sand and that kind of stuff. But washing it. So if you pick a light colour, you're going to be mopping it out probably a little bit more than a dark colour. This is the classic, I remember this, 1990s corporate Australia. Just has that feel about it. However, there's something strange. The more I look at it and experience it, the more I think it's fine. Yeah. So one of the key things that we used to think about Jayco's was it's got all this brown wood grain. You'd go on Facebook Marketplace and look at an old Jayco. But that was the fashion at the time. Everyone wanted wood grain. Everyone wanted a wood grain kitchen. You know what I mean? All that kind of stuff. Everyone wanted that stuff everywhere. So that was reflected in the caravans. This is a little bit more upmarket. All the joins and seams you see around here, they're all, they've all used the plastic rubberized sort of seals, and they're very important because you get some movement in the van. So you don't want to be elasticing all those sorts of things up. You'll just get cracks and that kind of stuff. But very well assembled, this one seems to be. Good. The only place I have seen some silicone apart from the bathroom is just along the back here of the kitchen. And with the movement and settlement, it's slightly sort of a bit cracked up in there. But, very marginally. And I can understand why that is silicone and not the plastic beading, because this is a wet area.
Yeah. If you had a couple of kids and they were 4 or 6 or 6 and 8, this would be absolutely perfect.
Okay, we're going to have a look. Okay, we're going to have a little look around the outside of this Jayco Journey Outback. Now it's 17.5 foot family van. Having a look around the outside, again that nice smooth finish of all the modern vans. This one's about 14 months old. We've got the typical boot compartment which goes all the way through. Yeah, you can see there it goes all the way through. At the moment this just got some tables and cords and hoses, that kind of stuff in here. Perfect environment for one of those outdoor kitchens, but not quite high enough to get your average like Weber-Q barbecue in and those kinds of things. So you need to have a little bit of a think about that. Okay, nice seals. It seems to seal in there nicely. Again, this is a newer van, but nice and snug fit in there. Yep. Over here we've got this is secret access area. So underneath the main bed is another storage unit. Currently, got the batteries in there, stores the TV in there, a few power points, that kind of stuff. Yeah, but you can see there's a fair bit of space. Yeah, but it's good to have access from the outside and the inside. Got this grab handle. Fairly sturdy, it's got a button under here, push, light comes on, Yeah. Nice little door. These cabin compartment doors look a bit like the zone door, actually, the way it sucks into the side of the van, but you know, seems quite sturdy, easy to open. Yeah, it's got the little pop-up step, 200 kilo rating, this one, so she's pretty good. Look, this one here too, compared to other vans, seems to be proportionately in tune with the ground and the step and the entry to the caravan. So that's a good thing. You don't feel like when you're getting up and down that it's any further to get to one step than the other. Just moving along here, we've got outdoor power outlet. So this is good to plug anything in you want to do here, your toaster, that kind of thing, provided you're in a powered site in a caravan park. This particular van doesn't have an inverter and has minimal sort of off-grid battery and solar panels. So it's got like a 100 amp hour battery, a solar panel. So that's just going to keep things ticking over if you're lucky and the sun's out. So you won't be using any of this stuff unless you're plugged in at the caravan park. So we've got an aerial 12 volt outlet, always handy. Can't have too many of those. Yep. This door comes back here. These things usually get a little bit flimsy, but this is nice and strong and sturdy. Just clips in there. Attached well to the side of the van, yeah. So that's good. And again, you've got the fly screen, just opens up. It's got the curtain, privacy curtain, so all that's terrific. We've got this drop-down side table. It's rated at 30 kilos. That's enough to get all your beers out and that kind of thing, isn't it?
Well, for you.
Whack a case on there, no problem, maybe 2. So that's good, nice and handy. Again, it just sits here on the outside. You're probably going to find when you're traveling that just gets dirty, but you open it and, you know, clean it out. Under bed storage, so this has got the twin bunks. Let's have a look under here. This is quite a massive storage area. You can see under there. So these outdoor tables we've got here and chairs, they just fold down and easily go inside there. And again, you can access this from inside under the bed. So whether you want to have outdoor stuff here, whether you want to have clothes in boxes for kids, that kind of thing, I guess that's your choice. Yeah. Again, nice and tight seal. So that should be pretty good for the stopping the dust getting in and whatnot. Nothing to see on the back much. Yeah. So this is straight out of the factory. So things like a reversing camera, a rear work light. You've just got this bar on the back. Yep. All the lights, everything's standard, all works really well. The spare wheel's underneath the van, so down under there. I'll show you that a little bit later on. Coming around here, standard toilet. Yeah, I've explained this before, but some of these toilets, yeah, you pull them out, but up above in there, I'll show you, just come around in there. This is a separate water container. So you just fill that up, put a little bit of that pinky treatment stuff in there, make it smell nice. Yeah, look at that, that's all pink water. Mm-hmm. When you go to fill this up, that's not going to go down. The water stays in that neck at the same height, so you often don't know how full it is. However, there's this little nifty tube here. So you can see up the top, that shows you how full. So the water in this unit here is used to flush the toilet inside. Pretty good. Just come down here, have a look underneath. This has 2 water tanks. Not sure whether they're 90 litres or 80 litres, but it has 2 water tanks. It has no grey water tank at all. So you rig this up and away you go out into the grass. So you'd be having a little think about whether you want to put a grey water tank in, particularly if you're going to national parks, that kind of thing. Yeah, if you're going to be off grid all the time, you know, you need to have something a little bit better than just dumping out the grey water. Anyway, that's something around here. This has got 15-inch wheels, so quite small for a van of this size, but they seem to work well. They tows well. There's a little bit of space in here, so you could easily have a little think about matching up your car wheels to the caravan if you're doing some longer term touring. Has independent suspension. This is a 3-way fridge in here. So it works off gas, electricity when you plug in at a powered site, and also off the batteries. So you've got the fridge bit down here. You can hear the gas operating now. We've got it on gas because we're off grid, and we're a little bit concerned that we mightn't have enough sun to keep this battery topped up to run the lights, put the awning in and out, that kind of thing. And that's the top of the fridge up there. Very open. This is the gas exhaust point. Here you've got a plug-in, 15 amp plug-in. Yeah, so this is what you use at the caravan park, or if you've got a generator, that kind of thing. Standard fuses here. Yep, they're the main fuses. Okay, little latch here. Yep, that's just to hook up your power cord so it's not drapesing on there. So you take some of the weight off it. Quite a good mod that. You don't see it on many vans.
Should have had one of those down there where the shower is for your towel.
So we've got big open windows. This is the living area. Something different about these windows, you pull them up and the little hydraulic arm, you can just adjust that down. You can feel it's got little notches where it grabs a bit. You can have it as high as you like. So you've got the ones that you pull all the way up and then they click in 3 or 4 different adjustments. And you've got the other ones with the little screw point. Yeah. And then you've got these ones. So it's quite a nifty idea. Don't know how they go over time, but certainly works really nicely now. Yeah, we've got instant gas heating, which I think it's fantastic. Down here we've got the connections. This here, if you're at the caravan park, straight in there, just hook on, away you go. Yeah, they could do with a couple of those hooks there, but that's at a bit of a 45-degree angle, so there's going to be less pressure on there, so that's not a bad idea. These fill points, and they've got the air release valves in there, so they seem to work. This rubber is interesting. I don't know how long that's going to last, but it should last for a fair while, I'd imagine. So just make sure all these are in. Nice. So it's just an interesting idea about filling up this water, because a lot of them, or most of them, have got the full-blown key-locked turn handle car style, you know, watering points. They're all good and they're heavy-duty bulletproof. But this is just another way of doing it, which is probably easier. Yeah, just whack your hose in there and away you go. And again, back to here, just that full through. Just going to show you this outdoor shower. Outdoor showers are great, particularly if you've been at the beach and that kind of thing. You just want to come back, you don't want to dirty up your whole van. Like we're camping at the moment about 1 kilometre from the beach. It's in a caravan park, but there's no power here. So it's real bush style camping. And look, you know, come back from the beach, we're going there soon. We'll probably have a little outdoor shower or something. Right, key thing here is, let's see if these have all been on. So that's what you want to see. You don't want to come here and push this button and the water coming out everywhere. Yeah, now we haven't got all the pumps on, but there'd be water coming out there if any of these taps were left on. Yeah. And remembering, I still can't work it out, but these taps go the opposite way to what you think. If anyone knows why that is, you should put something down in the comments. So I can't work it out. I can't even logically work out what that's all about. But very convenient. Yeah. And Tracy did mention that maybe if you had a hook here, just like you do for that electrical cable down the other end, probably be a pretty good idea. Stand here, put something on, have a nice shower. But it's set up for efficiency and just wet with that. Right, just coming around the front. It's got the big open window. A lot of people, a lot of manufacturers now are just going away from this. I think they're a bit worried about where the water's getting in and all that kind of stuff. But I tell you, the difference a front window makes to the airflow is amazing. This is great. As soon as we got here last night and opened this up, the airflow in the van was just changed remarkably. So that's
and it
good.
Rained last night.
Yeah, it did.
On and on. Well, it did. It
No
tried
water
its
coming
hardest to rain, Kevin.
So at the front here, there's not very much. Yeah. It's got an extended drawbar, so I think the owner of this van may want to be putting a toolbox along the front. Yeah. But at the moment it comes just with this plastic cover. Seems pretty light, flimsy-ish, but it does do the job. All it does is protect these 2 gas bottles in here. Yeah, so they're 2 9-kilo gas bottles. Standard regulator, direction of which, so whatever way that's pointing, that's to the bottle you're using. So pointing here, we're using this bottle at the moment. Yeah. So that works very well. Just got some elastic ties here. Put them up. Yeah. So it sits there, it's fine. It keeps all the dust and dirt and muck off it. Right. Just back here, standard handbrake, chains. Now this has a ball connection, 50mm ball connection. Yeah, which is interesting. This towed, amazing. So if this is a semi-off-road van and you want to do a little bit of entry and an exit via some dirt tracks, you just need to have a think about what type of connection you're going to have to your car. You know, a DO35 hitch here would be good. It would just make it more versatile. You wouldn't be worried about going in and over a little ditch and how much articulation that has on the ball. Yeah. Again, standard side mount jockey wheel. It's a little bit how you're going. So if you want to upgrade that to something a bit beefier, something you may or may not have noticed on the vans, on this van, there's no Hercules handles. Remember those big handles you need the big muscles for? To move it around in the factory floor, so just can't be necessary. It's a fad from the 1990s. Someone thought it was a good idea at the time, and then they've just pretty much stayed there. And sure, they move them around in the factory floor, or if you've got a nice beautiful concrete area at home that's flat and level and you want someone just to help you move it around, that's good. I dare say that you can do that anyway without the need for those sort of handles. Just one less thing to break. So these stabilizer mounts, just have a look at these. These feel and operate like probably the most sturdy ones I've seen on any of the vans that we've taken out. They've got a nice built-in foot plate here, so it's fairly stable. This is a sandy, dirty type of area. But yeah, it just operates really nicely. It's got a gas bayonet here, so you can have your external barbecue or whatever else you want to plug in. One thing to have a look at, these little hinges, they're just like a cast plastic or something like that. So this one's had a little break. So I'd imagine if, you know, this door has to go all the way down. So the weight of this door is on those little plastic points. And if it was overextended like that, you can see there's tension on these hinges because it does overextend a little bit. And that's probably why this one's just snapped off. So in order to get a replacement too, you can't just screw it on here. You've got to take this unit out to get into inside. So I believe. Maybe I'm right, maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, it's got a little light in there, everything's nice. Like there are a couple of other things on the outside. So we've got the speaker units. Yeah. This is the first van we've had where you crank up the speaker and there's no vibration in the sidewalls of the caravan. And that might be because they're positioned a whole lot higher. Normally you'd be seeing them down here, somewhere around here, around the living, entertaining area out here. But when they're up there, you don't seem to get that vibration or echo, so maybe that's the answer. Position them higher. Yeah, we've got an outdoor light here. That's just a white LED light. Be great if that was white and orange. Windows here, these kids' windows, they're just great. Like the bunks aren't too big, but they just open up just like all the other windows do. Lots of ventilation. They've got their own curtains in there, that kind of stuff. Nice smooth finish, easy to clean. You can see at the back is the spare wheel and the mount. It's got an easy winch to get that down and out of the road. There's nothing actually on the rear bar whatsoever. It's just mounted here with a couple of bolts. So if you were thinking about using that to mount other things, I don't know how you go. You need to check out what the rating was on that. If we have a look under here, they've got the 2 water tanks positioned basically either side and across the top of the axles. One thing that is impressive straight away is the way these pipes and gas lines are secured to the floor. Yeah, very sturdy. compared to some of the other vans we've seen where all these cables are just loose and flapping around. This is quite a good job. Got the sway command system, which is certainly something you'd like to see on every caravan as standard. I'm not sure it's standard on here, but it's certainly on here and it's been fitted. Again, all these gas pipes and everything well attached. They've got protection on them. So yeah, so this sway command system, basically it detects whether there's any movement left to right as you're driving along. Bit of sway happening, and it just momentarily applies the brakes on whatever the side is that will make that correction. So yeah, looks pretty good under here to me. Yeah, look, I think big shout out to Shane too. And if you want to rent this particular van, it is on Camplify. And again, you know, we're not sponsored by anyone. We're not sponsored by him. They're not letting us have the van for nothing. So we'll put the link in the description. You can go right there. But if you're a family and you just want to go off-grid for a few days, you want to go to caravan park for a week, even if you want to go off-grid for longer, I think it's fine. It's a great van, well put together, lots of stuff in it. Very nice people, so I'd have to highly recommend that you go and hire this van as a family. At the end of the day, I think value for money. There's a couple of key things here. There's the weight of the vehicle when you're towing it. The payload is a quite decent amount. You've got 400 or 500 kilos there to play around with. I think the size of it and the compact nature of it. The finishes inside really surprised me. I wasn't expecting that level of quality, and having looked at any number of vans now, I think this is really, you know, apart from a zone van, which is in another category. But if you're looking at, you know, I can't justify spending twice the amount of money as it would be to get one of these for something else that just had better hinges and construction of doors and seals. Yeah. You know, that's pretty much all you're getting. All the units and the appliances inside, they're pretty much, you know, Thetford, Dometic, Bushman, you name it. I think it's good. The storage areas are adequate. I can see myself putting a whole lot of stuff in. Yep. I'd be tempted to think, well, you know, maybe the barbecue doesn't fit perfectly in there. I've got to take the lid off, turn it upside down. If I don't want to be doing that, I'd have to look seriously at some kind of toolbox on the front. You know, how big that would be. Do you want to carry bikes? You know, do you want to carry anything? Do you want to carry a small portable outboard motor? They're all factors for you to think of individually, but I think the big takeout from this van is that it's way better than I was thinking it was going to be. The inclusions are as good, if not better, than most other vans that we've taken out. We definitely would like to take it off-road, so this to me feels semi-off-road, but you'd get it most places. You know, clearance is a little bit of a factor. They've got the spare wheel under the back. You might want to, you know, and I get that.
It's just like the Land Cruiser.
It's out of the road.
It's just like the Land Cruiser.
You've got the spare wheel under the back. You go on the beach and you find out that that's probably not such a good idea. Yeah. Particularly if you've got bigger, fatter tyres. The 15-inch wheels on this, quite small. There seems to be a fair bit of room there. I think you could probably have 16 or 17 on there. I don't know, but these are all individual factors, but I think the main takeout is that the van is a lot better than we were thinking. And if half the people that have a caravan own a Jayco van or very close to it, they're just everywhere. You see them everywhere. So I think what we'll be doing now is having a closer look moving forward at just how heavy are these things, and does heavy mean like bulletproof? You know, is there a significant difference? I can see that the chassis and the substructure of this van is pretty similar to most other vans. Yeah, there are some certain cross bracing and that's done in a lighter weight material. Does that mean it's bad? I don't know. I'm not an engineer, but it certainly tows well. It handles things well.
Look, there's a lot of storage in this van for its size. A lot. Just a lot. Very surprising what fits into these cabinets and how much cabinetry is just vacant. And still, you're not scrounging around to find a pot or a pan or something. It's everything's still there that you would need as a family or as a couple. It's all there, but there's still cabinets in there that are just completely empty, got nothing in them. Yep.
Yeah. So we wish you all a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Oh, I'll see you on the road.
We will. We may well see you on the road somewhere out there. So it's Craig and Tracy from Caravans by the Campfire. We'll see you again soon.
Audio Jungle.